Hello! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my final Champions League round of 16 prediction video. As some of you know, I made a prediction video a few months ago once the round of 16 draw happened, but now that the competition's closer, we've just seen a wild January transfer window. I'm definitely implementing a few changes here and there. So here are my updated predictions, and this time around, I'm joined with a special guest. We got Hasib joining us as well. He's a pro Bosnian FIFA player. We're going to be getting Hasib's thoughts on these matchups as well. And let me know your final predictions in the comments below as always. Guys, let's get into it.
Alright, so PSG, Real Madrid, pretty interesting tie. The first leg's in Paris. You know, it's probably one of the most highly anticipated draws, I guess, of the UCL. We saw Ancelotti rejuvenate that attacking chemistry and fluidity into Real Madrid. So they play a lot more attacking-oriented football. They're scoring goals, and it comes with a price. And unfortunately, I think they lack quality in the right back position specifically, and they also lack quality at the center back position. Yes, there's no disregarding Militao and how good he's been, but he's also, like, I've seen him drop a few disaster classes in the last 2.5 months. One of them against Sheriff. I think it's one thing that's going to cost them. Obviously, Real Madrid have the midfield trio that obviously continuously dominate: Modric, Kroos, Casemiro. As bad as PSG's chemistry is together, and they can't unite as a team, I think they'll have to change something tactically, but I think they will slightly edge this draw. I think the first leg will end 1-1, and Pochettino will have to go to the drawing board, figure something out, and get a win at the Bernabeu. I think 3-2 aggregate, PSG go through, but very, very close draw. I can see Real Madrid going through, and if they do go through, then it was a very tough draw indeed.
Like you mentioned, they obviously collapsed against Sheriff in that first matchup they had in the group stage, but they have been turning things around and looking like much more of a unit than PSG as of now. We obviously just saw PSG get knocked out in the French Cup, and I think overall the morale in that team is not 100%. Lots of great individuals, but something PSG gets heavily criticized for is the fact that the squad just doesn't necessarily gel together. I think Real Madrid could potentially show that they have more chemistry in this. Last time I said that Real Madrid would win 2-1 in the first leg and PSG would win 2-0 at the Bernabeu, and I'm gonna have to change that. I think the first leg will finish 1-1. Second leg, Real Madrid will win the match 2-1. Another thing about this matchup is the fact that Kylian Mbappe, there's a lot of rumors about him already agreeing to sign for Real Madrid in the summer. I mean, will he be that motivated to do well in this match? I could see Real Madrid potentially winning, which would be even more of a reason for Mbappe to potentially sign for them.
Mbappe, despite, I think it's pretty obvious he's leaving PSG in the summer, I think he's still in good spirits, and at the end of the day, you're obligated to perform and do well, so I think that's what he'll do. Even if he's playing the club he wants to be at, I think Mbappe will perform. And if Neymar is back, man, Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, despite the chemistry not really gelling that well together yet, I think they will just slightly edge Real Madrid in that tie.
For the next matchup, Sporting versus Manchester City. Now, last time around, I said City would draw 1-1, but in the second leg, City would win 3-1. We obviously know how amazing Manchester City have been lately. They always have been, but this season in particular, they're by far the best team in the Premier League as of now. They do have history getting crashed out in the Champions League, but I cannot see them getting knocked out in the round of 16s. No offense to Sporting, but Manchester City just been proving the class. Lots of talented players. Kyle Walker will be missing this matchup, but they still got terrific fullbacks in there. Joao Cancelo, for example, who has been absolutely amazing this season. I'm going to say City could potentially win by even more. I think in the first matchup, they'll win 2-1, and in the second leg, it could potentially go to 4-1.
Yeah, no, I think that's a pretty solid prediction, and actually I was able to see a glimpse of what Sporting has to offer in their group. I saw them play Besiktas a few times. They have a pretty solid attack. I think City won't have it easy in Lisbon. No disregarding, I think City are the clear favorites to go through, and probably the clear favorites to win the Champions League. They just play amazing football. They have great chemistry. Pep Guardiola, I think his curse will finally come to an end. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, no, I think in Lisbon it'll be a tight leg. I think 2-1 City. And then at the Etihad, I think 3-0. So 5-1 aggregate.
But now for the next one, Salzburg versus Bayern Munich. Now, I obviously would love to see an underdog win, but Bayern Munich, their history in the Champions League, they always just outclass every team, and I don't think it's going to be any different for Salzburg. Obviously, Bayern Munich have had a few mess-ups here and there. For example, they got knocked out of the German Cup against Borussia Mönchengladbach, but in the Champions League, they always deliver, especially this early on, and they're the clear favorites in this. Last time, I said they would win away 3-1, and in the second leg, they would win 4-0. I'm going to keep it at that. I want to see Salzburg do something, but I just can't.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think Bayern is one of those teams where despite their inconsistencies this season in the Bundesliga and their cups, I think in the Champions League they always thrive and they never fail to deliver. They're very good as a team. Kimmich, amazing form. Pavard playing in his preferred position now at the right center back. Muller producing as always. No need to get into Lewandowski. They might be without Davies, which is a miss, but it's not substantial. It's not going to hurt them. I think Bayern is one of those teams, they don't slip up against underdogs, and I think Salzburg will not have it easy. To be fair, Salzburg's group to actually make the knockouts was like pretty average. Sapar, Losklier in there. Wolfsburg finished last. Sevilla didn't even try because they prefer Europa League. You know that already. So yeah, I think Bayern will win. Probably going to be tough, man. I don't know which leg's going to end what scoreline, but I think it'll be like either 5-6-1 aggregate.
Sorry, Salzburg. Prove us wrong. Next up, to me, one of the most interesting matchups. Liverpool versus Inter Milan. For the first leg, in the past, I said Liverpool would win 2-1. And in the second one, I said they would win 3-0. I definitely think it's going to be way closer than that. Inter Milan have been looking fantastic, obviously, this year. Currently at the top of Serie A. And although a lot of people doubted them this year, with the new management and losing one of their best players, Lukaku, right now, they're looking absolutely terrific, even with Edin Dzeko still banging the goals at his age. And they also just signed Gosens from Atalanta, and I think he's a terrific signing for them. I still have Liverpool as my favorites. They've just been really, really good this season, despite being second in the Premier League. That's to a very informed Manchester City. I see Liverpool drawing the first match. At the San Siro, it's going to finish 0-0. But in the second one, at Anfield, I think they'll grab the 2-1 win. I think Inter Milan will make it really, really close and not easy at all for Liverpool. They've really been proving their strengths lately, but with the side Liverpool is, I think they got it.
Yeah, no, so I'm with you. I think this is probably my favorite tie out of all of them. Big Dzeko fan, Inter possess a lot of good players, especially from the Balkans. They have a great back line. They just signed Gosens. If he's eligible to play and if he's injury-free, because I know he struggles a little bit with injuries, he can occupy that left side and, try and slow down and limit Salah. And, Dumfries is picking up great form. So really good tie. And like you said, at the San Siro, the first leg, I also think it'll end in a draw. I think they'll share a goal each. It'll end 1-1. San Siro not in the best condition pitch-wise. Big issue for all teams playing at San Siro lately because they share the stadium with Milan and it's too many games in a week, and obviously the pitch isn't in the best condition. So, but second leg, as much as I want Inter to win, and I want him to win the Champions League, Inzaghi really has to tactically outperform Jurgen Klopp, and I can't see it happening. I think Liverpool have the experience. I think they'll win 2-0 at Anfield, 3-1 aggregate. As much as I want Inter to win, proved me wrong. I can't see it happening, unfortunately.
It won't be the end of the world for Inter, though. Obviously, it's a huge loss to not make it far in the Champions League yet again, but they'll be able to focus on Serie A and potentially get the double.
I'd have backed their chances more, but Barella suspended for both legs, and that's a huge miss. So,
and not to mention, Luis Diaz just signed for Liverpool, so he could potentially make an impact as well. Liverpool's front three were already insanely dangerous. Jota was an insane upgrade. Very curious to see how Luis Diaz can do himself. Next up, Chelsea versus LOSC. No offense to LOSC, but I think Chelsea did get a bit lucky in this draw. I mean, compared to the other teams, I think they could have potentially struggled in the round of 16s. And I think they might for one of the legs. Last time, I said that in the first leg they would win 2-1, and the second one they win 3-1. This time, I'm going to say they could potentially grab a very narrow 1-0 win in the first leg. And in the second one, they pull their together and get a 3-1 win.
Yeah, no, so this is a really good tie for Tuchel given his injury crisis and squad issues at the moment. It's definitely going to be interesting. Lille have fell off a little bit from last season having won Ligue 1. It's going to be an interesting tie. I think it'll end 1 or 2-0 for Chelsea. Their defending is just too good, and obviously their attacking is just a lot better than Lille. So they will win and they'll keep a clean sheet. They may concede over the course of 2 legs, it's possible, but I can see them winning 3-4-1 aggregate, and I think that's what I'm going to go with, 4-1 aggregate for Chelsea over the course of 2 legs.
Next up, Villarreal versus Juventus. Now, last time, this was my matchup where I predicted a possible upset. I said that Villarreal would win the first leg 2-1, and then in the second leg, it would draw 0-0. But that was a while ago when Juventus looked like they were very much struggling. Now, they made a lot of improvements in the squad. They already are performing a lot better, but now they've also just signed Dusan Vlahovic. Y'all already know how much I love this guy. I think he's the perfect replacement for Ronaldo. I mean, he scored the same amount of goals in the same calendar year as him, and not to mention, what an upgrade from Morata. So I definitely think Juventus can make it to the next round now. Definitely scratching that prediction I once had. I'm going to say in the first leg, Juventus get a narrow 1-0 win. And in the second one, they could possibly win 3-1.
I'm with you, actually. So I think this is going to be a really good game if you like slow football and, I guess, anticipation. I can't see it being a high-scoring affair unless Unai Emery or Allegri has to chase the game. I think they both will go into this, pretty laid back and, just kind of like feeling each other out. Villarreal just picked up Lo Celso. He's back in La Liga now, so we'll see how that pans out. But I don't know, man. I think Juventus still have a really quality squad. McKennie's been picking up form. They just signed Vlahovic, like you said. The ball has been looking all right. First leg, I think either it's going to end 1-1 or 1-0, but I'm going to go with the draw. It's going to end, and I think Juventus fans will be pretty upset, but in Turin, they'll win 2-0, so I have Juventus winning this 3-1 aggregate, and I think Vlahovic is bound to score. He's going to show what he's capable of doing, and I think he's going to score in Turin, actually.
Yeah, I definitely think Vlahovic is getting on the score sheet as well. I definitely think he's going to be an amazing signing for them. I mean, he's already proven it at Fiorentina. Still an Italian club, obviously coming up against a Spanish club, but I think it'll be no problem for him. I see him scoring 1 or 2 in this matchup, but yeah. Good luck to both these sides. Next up, Atletico Madrid versus Manchester United. Last time I said in the first leg it would finish 1-1, but in the second leg, United would grab a 3-1 win. Personally, I still think United can pull off a win, despite them looking shaky at times and all the criticism they have. Cristiano Ronaldo's record against Atletico Madrid have just been superb. I cannot see United going out without a very solid fight. I mean, Atletico Madrid would have won a Champions League by now if it weren't for this guy. So I think they definitely got unlucky in this fixture, having to come up against United. But I think United can do it despite their flaws right now. Instead of the second leg finishing 3-1, I'm going to say it finishes 2-1. So it'll be closer than that. I think Atletico Madrid can do a better job defensively, but I see them coming out on top on this one.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And this is another interesting tie. Obviously, we're well aware of how Simeone plays his football. It's not the most ideal to watch, but this season, however, he's changed the system a little bit. The goals have been leaking left, right. Like, Atletico's defending has not been great. I think the first leg in Spain will end 1-1, and like you said, it's inevitable. Ronaldo's bound to score. Whatever that goal comes from, a penalty, tap-in, header, whatever you think it is. He just has an incredible goal-scoring record against Atletico, and I think given his Champions League brilliance, it'll only continue. First leg will end 1-1 in Madrid. United will take it to Old Trafford, and I think they'll win 2-1. So that's how I see that leg, or that fixture ending, rather. It's going to be tight, but I think United they'll get it done, man. Despite all the current squad issues, and obviously probably that Mason Greenwood stuff coming out is got to be circulating within the squad, so it's like not good for the morale. But I think they do possess a lot of high quality players, and they'll get it done, man.
Yeah, also not to mention Atletico Madrid did struggle in the group stage. I personally thought they would do a lot better than they did. Thankfully they did it, but it was close. I see them putting off a good fight, but United still coming out on top. It'll be a good matchup though. And finally, the last matchup we're looking at is Ajax versus Benfica. Last time I said Ajax would dominate both matches. First one finishing 2-0, second leg finishing 3-0. Personally, I still see Ajax winning. They have a brilliant squad, and, manager's doing a fantastic job. Lots of great individual players. Dusan Tadic, Haller, who's the top goal scorer in the Champions League right now. I think Benfica will put off a better fight than they gave him credit for last time around, but I still see Ajax coming out on top. I'm going to say in the first leg, it finishes 2-1, and in the second leg, it finishes 3-1. So Ajax winning both, but Benfica putting off a better fight.
Yeah, no, so this is a really interesting fixture, actually. And the first leg is in Portugal. And I back Ajax to get it done and win this game. Great coach with Ten Hag. Pretty good squad. Onana, great keeper. Looks to be on his way to Inter Milan. Lisandro Martinez, great center back. They have Gravenberg, Haller, Tadic. They have a great squad, man. Not to mention Anthony. So I think the first leg will be a pretty tight affair. They'll win 2-1 in Portugal. They'll take the game home and they'll win 3-0. So that's how I see it ending. I think they play brilliant football, and with Benfica being down heading into the second leg, they have to chase. This will only open up Erik Ten Hag's football and attacking brilliance, and obviously Tadic's creativity is there, and that's how I see it ending.
So special thanks to Hasib, who joined me for this video. Don't forget to go check him out. Like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, definitely very keen to see all these matchups happen. I'm not expecting to get everything right. It's football, upsets happen, that's the beauty of it. But yeah, thank you all for making it to the end. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, la noche.